So let's take a look at some guidelines for identifying the horizontal boundaries of a business process. The first one is that there is probably an horizontal boundary between two adjacent processes, so one upstream and the other downstream, when there is a change in the key business object being manipulated. So as part of the operations for fulfilling an order, we have certain activities that are all related to the manipulation of a quote. Receive request for quote, prepare quote, send quote back, and then we have other activities that relate to an order. Receive order, check order, dispatch order, archive invoice order. So then all the activities that relate to the manipulation of the quote actually refer to a very specific business process, the quote to order business process, whereas those where the key object is the order would be the activities as part of the order to cash process. So we have a quote to order followed by an order to cash process. The second change is a change in the multiplicity of the main business object. So for example, in the context of loan services, we see that there is one loan application and multiple repayments related to that loan application. Hence, this is an indication that there are two different processes handling these two business processes with different multiplicity. One for assessing the loan until the contract for the loan has been established, and the other for collecting repayments on a periodic basis. Then another type of change is change in frequency or in time. Again, in the context of our financial organization, we see that the interests are calculated daily, the repayments are collected monthly, and then the management fees are collected on a yearly basis. So this is an indication that there are three different business processes for managing these activities that are performed with different frequency. And finally, another guideline that we can use would be whenever we see that there is a change in the outcome, resolution, or objective of a stream of activities. If we are talking about core processes, then we know that these processes go from an input to an outcome that generates value. So we can decompose a sequence of core processes according to intermediate outcomes. A lead is better than no lead, a quote is better than a lead, an order is better than a quote, a dispatched order is better than an order that has been received, and so on. So these will be different processes. For example, lead to quote, quote to order, order to cash, and then the servicing, so like the after-sales care. For support processes, it's the same thing. They go from a need to a resolution. So whenever we identify intermediate resolutions, we can decompose a stream of activities into different processes. For example, in the context of HR, we would have a stream of activities for hiring a new staff member. So then we see that the intermediate resolution to this would be setting up the position advertisement. The other would be having completed the recruitment. The third would be having completed induction. The fourth intermediate resolution would be having completed the probation, and so on. And the same idea also applies to management processes, where we are looking for changes in intermediate objectives. So we have a stream of activities for managing risks, and we want to decompose them in terms of intermediate objectives that are achieved. Risks are identified, risks are carefully analyzed, risks are mitigated, and so on.